Well, following the announcement from Carnival Cruise Line of a new XL class ship that we least expected this week, now we're getting another Oasis class ship. What's going on, everybody? My name is Brandon. If you like cruise news, cruise vlogs, and ship tours, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the notification bell to be notified every time we upload a new video, as we do have Icon of the Seas cruise vlogs starting up very soon, as I will be sailing on her in 2 days of me recording this. Ask me if I'm excited, because I really am. I'm very excited for that cruise. Anyways, into today's video. Really? Another Oasis class? So that clip you just saw there was me back in 2019 making the news video about Oasis 6, or what we now know of as Utopia of the Seas. That was the last thing I expected, is more Oasis class ships. Now, Oasis 6 was probably a little bit more predictable than an Oasis 7, which is what's happening. But Oasis 6 was a little more I was able to predict the Oasis 6 a little bit more because each of the Oasis classes has been coming in pairs. And so with the announcement of course, Oasis 5 back in, I think, maybe 2018, 2017, or whenever it was. Can't remember it off the top of my head. I think it was 2018. But with that announcement, I wasn't too surprised when we got an Oasis 6 announced later on. And we could very well get an Oasis 8 next year, like announced next year for maybe 2029 or 2030 or something like that, which is insane to think about, because at that point the Oasis would be 20 years old, which I don't want to think about. I can't believe we're getting another Oasis class ship. It's insane. We are getting a Oasis 7, and it will be debuting in the year of 2028. It sounds like the builder for this new Oasis class is the same builder of course, Harmony, Symphony, Wonder, and Utopia. It is formerly known as STX Shipyard. I don't think they own the shipyard anymore, but it's in France. I'm going to butcher it. Chantiers de Antique Shipyard. Sorry for any French viewers that I just absolutely butchered that. But that's the shipyard. It's essentially where Utopia is being built right now. That's who's going to be building Oasis 7. And like I mentioned earlier, she is going to debut in 2028. So we got a little bit of time before we get any sort of information on this ship, as, yeah, 4 years down the road. Pretty much, here's a quick quote about Oasis 7 here from Jason Liberty, the CEO of Royal Caribbean. While we eagerly anticipate the arrival of Utopia of the Seas, we're already dreaming up her sister ship and the next installment in the Oasis class. To say the Oasis class has been successful is definitely an understatement, as these are pretty much turning into the industry standards. Even back in 2009, when Oasis first came out, of course, she is the original game changer from what it seems like looking back. She really revolutionized the industry and kind of ushered it in the era of the mega ships, and now what we see, 150, 160, 170, 180,000 ton ships. And ships still really aren't even coming close to the size of Oasis class, with the exception of Icon. No ship even comes close to the size of Oasis, other than Icon, of course, and even that's close, honestly. After seeing the photos of Wonder and Icon next to each other, it's pretty darn close. But 7 Oasis class ships does seem like a lot, and at first my reaction was, why are we getting a 7th one? But honestly, I'm not going to complain. The Oasis class is my favorite class of ship, I think, so far. I'll find out next week when I'm on Icon if that changes. But the Oasis class is what got me into cruising, so it's a big sentimental value for me. Those in the Freedom class, I love them a lot for that purpose. I love the Oasis class, and I'm excited to get a 7th one. One thing I did notice, or over the years, I have noticed that they have done Oasis class in pairs. So Oasis and Allure, Harmony and Symphony, those are identical for the most part. And Wonder and Utopia, of course, are semi-similar in looks and everything. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a different variation of Oasis 7. If it's going to look any different than what we see on Wonder and Utopia. Is it going to be a little bit bigger? Most likely a little bit bigger. Maybe about 240,000 tons, since Utopia is about 236. Who knows? But Wonder was actually ordered back in, I believe, 2018, and then Utopia, which, again, going back to that old video of me talking about her announcement and going, wow, another Oasis class? Seriously? but that was in 2019. So it was about a 1 year apart. So it's not at all out of the realm of possibility because they have been doing the Oasis class in pairs. We could see an eighth Oasis class ship. I'm not saying that's confirmed. That's just me talking about off the top of my head and just past trends that they've been doing with the Oasis class and how they've ordered them. So it's not out of the realm of possibility we might get another one on top of this. But anyways, 2028 from the former STX shipyard in France, we are getting Oasis 7 in the year of 2028. And who knows what we're going to get after that. This was pretty surprising as we currently have 3 Icon class that are on order, or 3 planned Icon class. I guess the first ordered one is out because it's already here in Miami. Star of the Seas is, of course, coming out in 2025 next year, coming to Port Canaveral. And then we have Icon 3 that's coming out in 2026. I've been hearing rumblings of a Icon 4, so that's kind of what I expected, not an Oasis 7. And we, of course, have that mysterious new project, Project Discovery, that's been coming out. So honestly, with all of that, I thought the Oasis class was done after Utopia. And especially now that the Icon is out, I figured that was going to be what they're building now and ordering more of over the years, is Icon class and not Oasis class. But who knows? It's pretty incredible. The fact that almost 20 years later, we're getting... Oh, Oasis will be 19 when this ship comes out, pretty much. Yeah, with that project being as old as it is in general, it's crazy that we're getting more. With Icon Project now in full effect and starting to come out, Project Discovery is... Who knows what's going on with that? And then, in the meantime, since we've gotten Oasis, we've also gotten the Quantum class. So over the span of 3 other generations of ships, we've still been getting Oasis class. And it's pretty incredible that we're still getting them. Again, I'm not complaining, but it's crazy to see how long this project with Royal Caribbean has been going. With all of that now said, where she's going to be home ported, we don't know yet. So this is kind of the part of the video where I like to speculate and just try to put the pieces of the puzzle together. I don't know where they're going to put this. 7 Oasis class ships is a lot, especially for something that size. So I'm wondering if maybe they're going to start, if 3 and 4 nights is going to be becoming a normal thing. Utopia is doing 3 and 4 night cruises out of Canaveral to start out with. Allure is going to take over for Freedom. And then once Allure leaves, there's another ship that hasn't been announced yet. It's going to be pretty exciting. But there is another ship taking over for Allure on those 3 and 4 night cruises to match up with Utopia. We also have ships now, or we have an Oasis class in Galveston now. We also have one up in New York seasonally. Then, of course, all 3 Florida ports. We have an Icon class coming to Port Canaveral. I wonder if maybe we'll start getting double Royal Caribbean during the weekends where we'll finally get a Saturday ship. By 2028, when this comes out, we will have finally Terminal 4, I hope. With Terminal 4 in Port Canaveral, maybe we'll start getting a Oasis and an Icon class. On top of that, for those 7-day sailings, of course, because we now have Utopia of the Seas and currently Allure of the Seas on the 3 and 4 nights. So we already have 2 Oasis class, soon to be 2, or soon to be 1 of each Icon and Oasis class. So there's a lot of congestion with these giant behemoths of ships that are the Oasis and the Icon classes. Now, it seems like, of course, maybe there's going to be a continuous shuffle almost of them too, because with as many as there are now, there's usually at least one that's doing a summer over in Europe because of dry docking purposes. So that seems to be maybe what they're going to do, is maybe just over the years they're going to continue to rotate them around with that one that's going to go over to Europe. Or this finally might be the chance, because some of us may know here that the Wonder was originally supposed to go to China back in 2020 when it was originally supposed to come out, or 2021. But of course that didn't happen. So maybe this Oasis 7 will go over to Asia, be an Asia cruise ship to go along with Spectrum, and I think Anthem is going over there next year. So it could be, as long as that market's recovered, it's a possibility that maybe she'll just be an Asia Oasis class ship. I know they've been wanting to do that for a while. It's always a possibility. Or one of the current Oasis class ships are going to go over there, and we'll get Oasis 7 here in the US. Definitely going to be a very interesting thing to see. What are your thoughts on the name of Oasis 7? I'm not really sure what to think of it. Because usually they each pair are much different, like Oasis Allure and then Harmony and Symphony were completely different, but then Wonder and Utopia are different than the previous. So I don't know about the name. But I do have a feeling an Idol of the Seas might be Icon 3. I have no idea. But anyways, what are your thoughts on down below? Where do you think the ship is going to be home ported? What do you think of the name? Thank you for watching Cruise News, and we will see you next time, and I hope to see you guys in the Icon of the Seas cruise videos.